Now, the government is tonight defending itself over the controversial Adani deal that resulted in paralysis in different airports in the country. Transport Cabinet Secretary Davis Chirchir, who chaired a crisis meeting at the JKIA, says there is no agreement signed for lease of the airport to the Indian-based Adani Group. The CS further explained that the takeover plan would entail a lengthy process, which will include approval from the KIA board and the cabinet. Chirchir says that Kenyans will be given a chance through a public participation process to give their views about the deal.
Fresh from a long closed-door meeting with Kenya Airport Workers Union officials and other officials from different workers' unions, Transport Cabinet Secretary Davis Chirchir came out to clarify on a deal that has over the last few weeks been a center of dispute between the government and aviation workers. In his address to the striking workers, Chirchir said that the government is yet to sign a lease agreement with the Adani Group and that Cabinet will give a final nod.
When the concession agreement is processed through the PPP Act, and there's a very articulate process, which will include coming to the board of KIA, it will include getting the legal opinion from the Attorney General, it will include taking the concession agreement to Cabinet, and I want to assure you, Cabinet is here to protect the interest of our Kenyans.
The CS who blamed the stalemate on poor communication from government over the deal, which is planned to give the airport a facelift to accommodate the continued surge in passengers and cargo, says negotiations are still ongoing.
There was a bit of a lapse of communication in the way we've carried the public initiated, privately initiated investment by Adani in this airport, because we do appreciate that we have a PPP Act which allows private investors to seek opportunities to invest. And when this is done, we do negotiate on certain parameters.
Chirchir has also added that the government is ready to submit all the documents related to the issue in High Court, which temporarily stopped the proposed deal to lease the country's main airport for 30 years.
This presents a good opportunity to present all the documents to court in a form of a public participation, because maneno ikienda kotini, all the documents will be put out there. And this is part of the communication that will help us as government to continue communicating, continue public participation, and ensure everybody does get what the government is seeking to do to basically employ the PPP framework to open our infrastructure in roads.
The planned takeover was supposed to develop a new passenger terminal, a second runway and refurbishment of existing facilities at an estimated cost of 260 billion shillings. Government also insists that the public-private partnerships is the most viable financing option for critical infrastructure upgrades. Gatete Njoroge, Citizen TV, Nairobi.